Today, we dive into one of the most famous military philosophers of all time, Carl von Clausewitz, and his iconic phrase, "War is politics by other means." What did he mean by this? Why has it stood the test of time? And how does it apply to historical and modern conflicts? Stick around to find out. Carl von Clausewitz, born in 1780 in Berg, part of Prussia. Clausewitz grew up during a turbulent era marked by revolutionary upheaval and constant warfare. At the age of 12, he joined the Prussian military, and by the time he was a young officer, he was fighting in the Napoleonic Wars. These wars weren't just battles, they were the reshaping of Europe, driven by Napoleon's revolutionary ideas and relentless ambition. Clausewitz saw firsthand how warfare was evolving into something more than just armies clashing. It was a tool of statecraft. Clausewitz later studied at the Prussian War Academy, where he honed his intellectual approach to military strategy. After the Napoleonic Wars, he became a military educator and began writing his magnum opus, On War. Though he died of cholera in 1831, On War was published posthumously. Now, let's tackle the famous phrase, "War is merely the continuation of politics by other means." What does this mean? Clausewitz wasn't saying war is just politics. Rather, he believed war is a tool that governments use to achieve political objectives when other methods, like diplomacy, fail. For example, the Napoleonic campaigns. Napoleon Bonaparte and his wars weren't just about military conquest, they were about spreading revolutionary ideas and consolidating his political power across Europe. When Napoleon waged war, he did so to redraw the political map in France's favour, creating a European order that aligned with his vision. Another example, the US Civil War. The North had the political objective of union and eventual abolishment of slavery, whilst the South were trying to achieve independence and protecting their way of life. Every military engagement from Gettysburg to Antietam was a reflection of these larger political goals. Clausewitz's ideas here are powerful because it reveals that war isn't separate from politics. It's an extension of politics. You can think of it like this: if diplomacy is a chessboard, then war is when you flip the table. But even then, the chess game continues. It's just being played with blood and steel. So why is this idea so important? Because it changes how we think about war. Clausewitz is telling us that war isn't just some random outbreak of violence. It is a deliberate decision tied to political aims. World War II is a textbook case. Hitler's political goals, expansion of German territory, radical ideology, and domination of Europe, directly shaped every military campaign. The invasion of Poland wasn't just a military action, it was a calculated move to secure resources, Lebensraum, and political supremacy. Another example would be the Vietnam War. The US political objectives became particularly murky over time. Initially, it was about the stopping of the spread of communism, a clear political goal, but as the conflict dragged on, the political rationale became less coherent. This disconnect between war and politics is one reason that the US faced such significant challenges in achieving victory. Of course, Clausewitz's theory has its limitations. Whilst it explains traditional state-on-state conflicts, modern conflicts often don't fit into this mold. Think of terrorism or guerrilla warfare. Certain groups will usually operate not so much as states with clear political goals, but will have objectives that are more aligned with ideological or religious views, making it harder to apply the traditional Clausewitzian framework. Another such example would be those seen in humanitarian interventions, for example, NATO's intervention in Kosovo in the late 1990s, which wasn't about the consequence of political dominance. It was about preventing ethnic cleansing. Here, war becomes a means of achieving a moral or humanitarian goals, complicating again this theory. So what can we take away from all of this? First off, war and politics are usually inseparable. From World War II to a lot of the modern conflicts we see today, military actions reflect the political goals driving it. Understanding those goals is key to understanding the war itself. Strategy matters. Clausewitz emphasized that the goal of war isn't just to fight, it's to achieve a political outcome. And a military victory means nothing if it doesn't serve the underlying political purpose. Use war carefully. Since war is an extension of politics, it should only be used when all other means, like diplomacy or negotiation, have failed. Clausewitz's insights are relevant today, as they were in the 19th century when he first put pen to paper. Whether we are talking about the conventional wars or modern hybrid conflicts, his ideas that war is politics by other means reminds us to think critically about those wars and conflicts that are ongoing. I hope that you've been able to enjoy and maybe learn a few things. Please stay tuned for further videos and don't hesitate to subscribe and or like the channel. Thank you.